Welcome to video lecture series on electronic devices and circuits. I am Kanakadurga from St. Peter's Engineering College, working as an associate professor in EC department. In this topic, we are going to mainly concentrate on full wave rectifier circuit. Why the name it called the full wave rectifier circuit, and we are going to concentrate on operation of full wave rectifier circuit and analysis of the waveforms of full wave rectifier circuit. So for the prerequisites of the talk is mainly the ideal diode characteristics we require. When we are doing the analysis of full wave rectifier circuit, we have to replace the diode by their ideal characteristics. So the ideal characteristics of PN junction diode we require for analysis purpose of full wave rectifier circuit. So we will discuss what is the ideal characteristics of full wave rectifier circuit once. So the ideal diode having the characteristics like this. This is in the forward region and this is in the reverse region, reverse bias region. So in this case, if you observe for the forward bias region, the RF resistance, the resistance of full wave rectifier circuit will be equals to 0, act like as a short circuit. That is, since we know that V equals to IR, R will be equals to V by I. So if you observe here, the voltage V equals to 0. The V equals to 0 divided by something, you are going to get R will be equals to 0. So the forward resistance of the PN junction diode is going to be equals to 0. It acts like as a short circuit. When it comes to in the reverse bias case, if you observe in that, the current is going to be equals to 0, the voltage is going to be vary. So in this case, the R or of resistance is equals to infinite. Since if you observe, R will be equals to V by I. You having some voltage, I am assuming it has 20, but the current is 0 over here. So value divided by anything divided by 0, it goes for infinity. That's why the reverse resistance of PN junction diode is equals to infinite. So it acts like as a open circuit. So for the analysis purpose for full wave rectifier circuit, we have to remember the PN junction diode act like as a short circuit in the forward bias region and it act like as a open circuit in the reverse bias region. When it comes to the circuit diagram of the full wave rectifier circuit, this is, we require a center trap transformer and we require two diodes, naming it as D1 and D2, and we require a RL resistor. As usual, like the half-wave rectifier circuit, we are going to be applied the household application of voltage goes for 230 volts and 50 hertz of frequency. That this is a AC signal. This AC signal has to be converted to a DC signal. That is the main motive for in the rectifier circuit. So in the rectification purpose, we have to convert AC signals to DC signal. Pure DC signal we require actually, since the DC is nothing but, the AC is nothing but, it going to be changed instantaneously with respect to time, but the DC is nothing but, it should have to get a constant voltage. If you observe, when this I am applying a sinusoidal signal of input, we can assume it has Vi will be equals to Vm sin omega t. In this, the Vm goes for 230 volts at the primary transformer, since in the household purpose we are going to get 230 volts and 50 hertz of frequency. That amount of voltage of AC signal is going to be applied on the primary side of the transformer, and it is a center trap transformer. What's the center trap transformer? And it is a step down also. So what's the thing is that in the center trap transformer, we are going to having the two parts in the secondary transformer. We are assuming this is a part 1 and we are assuming it as a part 2. such a way that in the part 1 the signal is going to be generated as it is with respect to the input signal without of any phase shift. The voltage may decrease in the since it is a step down, the voltage is going to be decreased since it is a step down transformer. If it is 230 volts, I am assuming it is going to generate only 5 volts. But if you observe in the phase shift, here the phase shift will be equals to 0 in the first phase. When comes to the second phase or second part of the center trap transformer, in the second part it's going to generate a phase shift of 180 degrees. That is a major difference between a normal step down transformer and a center trapped step down transformer. In this case, the voltage step down is nothing but, as usual, the voltage is going to be decreased. But in the center trapped transformer, that center has been grounded, that's why it will be called as a center trapped. So it will have two parts. This is part 1, I am assuming it has, and this goes for part 2. In the part 1, it is going to generate an input signal of such a way that without any phase shift with respect to the primary winding or primary signal. When comes to in the second part, it's going to be generate 180 degrees of phase shift when we compare with the primary signals or primary winding signal. So we have to remember mainly with respect to the center trapped transformer, the center has been grounded. That's why it will be called as a center trapped transformer, and it is a step down transformer, so that the voltage is going to be reduced from 230 volts to 5 volts, and there will be having two parts since center has been trapped, the center has been grounded. So it will have two parts. One is a part 1 and second one is a part 2. The part 1 is going to generate the input signal or secondary signal, winding of the signal is same as it is as with respect to the input primary winding of the signal. They will not having any phase shift. When comes to that part 2, it going to having the phase shift of 180 degrees. So if you draw the waveforms here from 0 to pi, it goes for a positive section of voltage. In this pi to 2 pi, it goes for negative section of voltage in the part 1. When comes, since it goes for 180 degrees of phase shift. So what's the 180 degrees of phase shift is? The signal is going to be started after 180 degrees. So this is a 0 and this is a pi and this is a 2 pi. Pi is nothing but 180 degrees. The signal is going to be started after 180 degrees. So like the waveform we are going to get. So that's why the waveform, if you observe in the part 2, it starts from the negative cycle and it going to having from the signal from 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. So these are the cases with respect to the center trap transformer of primary winding and the secondary winding cases. In the secondary winding of the cases, we are having two cases. One is a part 1 case and part 2 case. It will not having any phase shift, part 1, and part 2 is going to having a phase shift of 180 degrees. So next one, we have to go for analysis of with respect to the diode. We already knows that ideal diode is going to act like as a short circuit in the forward region and it going to act like as a open circuit in the reverse region or reverse bias region. So first I have to go for analysis from 0 to pi cycle. If you observe in the 0 to pi cycle, the first part having the positive voltage, nothing but the diode having here the positive voltage of P type and here it goes for negative terminal of the voltage it's going to having that. Nothing, simply I can say that P type has been connected for positive terminal and N type has been connected for negative terminal. So the diode is in the forward bias condition. So once the diode is in the forward bias condition, it acts like as a short circuit. So D1 will be shorted. When comes to the second part, and the voltage is going to be applied in this also, in this case for the diode of D2 also. If you observe, the diode of D2 is going to get the voltage of negative cycle or minus 5 volts. So the negative cycle of minus 5 volts, if you observe here, the negative voltage is going to be there, nothing but here we are going to having a negative voltage and here we will have a positive voltage. So what happens in this case of negative voltage is going to be applied for positive terminal and negative voltage here going to be applied for positive. So indirectly what I can say that we can say that it is the D2 diode goes for reverse bias condition. So the diode D2 has been reverse biased. Once the diode has been reverse biased, it acts like as a open circuit. So it has been opened. Next one, we have to go for analysis with respect to the RL. How much the voltage is going to be present across the RL will be known as a output voltage. So we have to observe how much the voltage is going to be present across the RL. So with respect to the phase 2 output, the current will not exist in this case. The current is going to be exist only in the case of part 1 case only. So if you observe in the part 1 case of the current, I am assuming it as a I1. Since the diode has been shorted, no drop across the diode. Since we are assuming it as an ideal diode, all the current will enters into the RL. So what amount of the voltage of the current has going to be generated, it will be applied through the RL. Once it has been applied, the current is going to exist. We are assuming it as a I1. So V0 will be equals to I1 into RL. So indirectly, it is nothing drop is going to be exist in the diode. So indirectly, whatever amount of the input voltage we have applied, we are going to get the output. So V0 will be equals to Vi. Next case, we have to go for analysis with respect to pi to 2 pi cycle, nothing but second cycle. In the second cycle, we have to see the scenarios such a way that with respect to the diode. If you observe from pi to 2 pi cycle, for the part 1 of the case, if you observe in the part 1 of the case, in this part 1 of the case, the diode is going to having negative voltage, nothing but here negative voltage is going to be present, negative, and here goes for positive. So here negative is nothing but here goes for a positive. So P type has been connected for negative of the supply and N type has been connected for positive of the supply. So if you observe, this enters into the reverse bias condition. And for this diode analysis, we have to see. So pi to 2 pi of the case is a positive voltage. If it is a positive, the supply will like positive and here we are going to get that a positive signal and here we are going to get a negative signal. So indirectly here the supply is going to be positive and here it will be negative, right? So here it goes for a positive supply. If you observe in this case, it is going to get a positive supply of voltage. P type has been getting the supply of positive and N type is going to get the negative supply. So once it is going to having the negative supply, we can say that positive has been connected for P type and negative has been connected for N type. So it enters or it is in the region of forward case. So from this, D1 has been reverse biased. D1 has been in the reverse bias case and D2 has been in the forward bias case. We know that whenever it is the reverse bias, it acts like as a open circuit and whenever it is forward bias, it acts like as a short circuit. So in the D1 case, it has been open and in the D2 case, it has been shorted. Next one, we have to go for analysis with respect to the RL resistor. So once we observe with respect to the RL resistor, the V0 will be equal to the current. In this case, current does not exist in the part 1. The current is going to exist only in the part 2. So the current is going to exist only in the part 2. In the part 2, the current I am assuming it has a I2 of the current is going to exist. So V0 will be equals to I2 into RL. So I2 into RL, since it has been shorted, no drop going to be there. So whatever amount of the current is there, it will enters into the RL resistor. So that we can say that V0 will be equals to input voltage of Vi. If you observe in the both the cases from 0 to pi, we having the voltage of output voltage goes for Vi, and pi to 2 pi case also we having the voltage of Vi. In the both the cycles we are getting the output voltage. So that's why it is going to call it as a full wave rectifier. We are getting the output for the total cycle or for full cycle. That's why it is going to call it as a full wave rectifier circuit. Have to go for analysis of output waveforms of full wave rectifier circuit. In this case, we have to observe or we have to do the analysis. It is passing the total cycle or not. Why it's got the name of full wave rectifier circuit? So for that we will observe as usual with the cases of 0 to pi case. The first case is 0 to pi case. In this 0 to pi case, we already did the analysis of circuit. D1 goes for short circuited, nothing but it act like as a on, and D2 has been reverse bias, it act like as a open circuit, it will be called as a half. And in the half condition, the current is equals to I2 will be equals to 0. So that leads indirectly the V2 voltage is goes for 0. And in this case, the current has been exist since it is on condition. It having the presence of current is going to be there, and it has been the resistance for the ideal diode is goes for 0, so no drop will be there, and the V1 of the voltage will be equals to Vi. So what amount of the input voltage we are applied? We are going to get the same input voltage with respect to the diode of D1 since no drop going to be exist. Or we told that V0 is equals to Vi. That V0 indirectly, what is the voltage? V0 is equals to V1 of voltage. So what's the shape of V1 of voltage we are applying? We are applying the V1 of voltage, the shape is this. So the shape we are going to be expecting across the output of the voltage since V0 equals to Vi. So this is the shape of the output voltage we are going to get with respect to the input between the case of 0 to pi case. The next case is for pi to 2 pi case. In the pi to 2 pi case, if you observe, D1 diode is goes for half condition, nothing but it is a reverse bias case, and D2 goes for short circuited, it is on. So whenever it is off, the current of I1 is equals to 0. Whenever the current is equals to 0, the voltage of V1 equals to 0. Since the V1 is equals to 0 over in this case, does not we are expecting the output voltage through this diode. The next one is D2 on condition. So there exists a I2 current. Since the drop does not having any drop, since it is an ideal diode, no drop will be there. So it almost passes all the current. So the voltage V2 will be equals to Vi. Indirectly, it is the V1 voltage has been equals to 0 of the case. So indirectly, the V0 of voltage is equals to Vi. The V2 voltage is indirectly that it is the input voltage of Vi. What is the shape of the input voltage? The D2 you are going to get from pi to 2 pi of the case. The shape of the waveform of the input is, this is the shape of the waveform. So the same shape of the waveform is going to be observed across the V0. So the shape of the waveform V0 will be equals to of the case is, this is the shape. So the same shape of the waveform is going to be present with respect to the input. This is the input. The same shape of the waveform is going to get across the output. So if you observe that the waveforms of full wave rectifier circuit, this is the input of the condition for positive cycle. This we are going to get due to the D1 diode. So the shape of the, due to the D1 diode, this is the shape of the input, and same the output is going to be there. So we are getting the output waveform has been enhanced with respect to the input. And next case, if you observe in this case with respect to the primary, this is analysis has been with respect to the primary of the analysis with respect to the shapes, not with respect to the voltages, since in the secondary we have the voltage only 5. So with the shapes, if you observe with respect to the primary, it goes for the negative of the cycle, but in the D2 diode has been conducting the case for pi to 2 pi case, the shape of the waveform is this. So the shape of the waveform of the output of the case goes for, in this case, this is the shape. The same shape we are going to get, this is the shape of the waveform. Nothing but it's changing the direction of the positive, the same, it remains for the positive direction, positive. Here the case has been changes to the positive only. So it is converting to the pulsating DC signal. And another thing we have to observe, it is passing the signals, or we are getting the rectification process for total cycle. So that's why, or else we can say that it doing the rectification process for the full cycle. That's why it will be called as a full wave rectifier circuit. And we have to remember, mainly in the positive cycle of the case, the D1 diode is conducting, and for the negative cycle the D2 is going to conduct. So that's why we will write it as D1 and D2. We have to do the analysis, and we have to observe the things, what are the advantages and disadvantages of full wave rectifier circuit. When it comes to the advantages of full wave rectifier circuit, it is going to be having a ripple factor, but less ripple factor when compared with respect to the half wave rectifier circuit. Here also, the main disadvantages of full wave is also, it is converting AC signals to only pulsating DC signal, not a pure DC signal. Nothing but we can say some of the ripples are going to be present in the output waveforms. These are not the pure DC. The pure DC signals should be like this. So these are only the pulsating DC signals. So it will have the ripple factors. But why we are saying it has an advantage is that when compared with the half wave rectifier circuit, it will have the less ripple factor. And the efficiency of the full wave rectifier circuit is more nearly 80%. So the efficiency has been more with respect to the half wave rectifier circuit. Why we are getting the more efficiency is that I have the cycle for 0 to pi case and pi to 2 pi case. So I am applying the input power from 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi of the case. So whatever I am applying the cycle of the input, the same output we are going to get with respect to their cycles. Full cycle I am getting the output, so that the efficiency of the full wave rectifier circuit is increasing. Next one, when it comes to the disadvantages of full wave rectifier circuit is, we are using the center trap transformer. The center trap transformer is a costlier one. So this is one of the disadvantage when if you compare with respect to the half wave rectifier circuit. The half wave rectifier circuit we have used only the step down transformer. The step down transformer is less costlier when compared to the center trap transformer. Center trap transformer is the costliest one, so that the full wave rectifier circuit is a costly. The second one is that output is not going to be a pure DC signal. It is going to convert only the AC signals to the pulsating DC signals. These are not the pure DC signals. And when it comes to the application part, the full wave rectifier circuit we are going to mainly use in the receiving purpose of modulated signal. For that purpose we are going to use the full wave rectifier circuits. And the full wave rectifier circuit, the main advantages is the efficiency is more when compared with the half wave rectifier circuit. It is going to convert the AC signal to the pulsating DC signal throughout 360 degrees. Here almost all the cycle is going to be having the conducting angle is going to be present for total cycle. Whatever amount I have applied the input voltage, the same amount of output voltage we are going to get.